Hello and welcome back to Sars Football Corner. Welcome back to another live stream, another show, another video on the channel. Big up to everybody who smashed the like button. Big up to everybody who has liked the video. Big up to everybody who has subscribed to the channel. Make sure to do that if you haven't already. We are back again with another episode of the Koora pod. We had to bring one out after the cup final, of course, because yeah. It had to come out. These guys are late. I couldn't be asked. I don't care. They can just turn up whenever they want to fucking turn up. I don't care. The video is gonna be demonetized, guys. I'm sorry, but it's gonna be demonetized. I don't give a flying fuck. I couldn't give a shit if this fucking if this live stream gets demonetized. I couldn't give a flying fuck. That's the reality of the situation. But yeah, let me just get straight into this. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, let's get straight into it, man. What a crappy final. What a crappy final if you're an Arsenal fan. Obviously, the other fans, obviously the rivals are gonna love it. But yeah, man, what a crappy final, man. What a crappy final. Yeah, man, it's absolutely disgraceful. Sorry guys, I've got multiple shit going through my head. My phone's buzzing off the hook. Yeah, sorry people. Yeah, what a shit final. What an absolute shit final it was, man. From the players, from the manager, just a load of bull crap, man. If I'm being completely honest, people. Yeah, I'm severely disappointed in the team, severely disappointed in the manager. And we bottled the first trophy of the season. To a City who did go out there and put a performance, who did go out there and perform in that second half. They wanted to win that. We didn't look like we wanted to win that. I'm upset with some of the decisions that were made with the team and lack of decisions made at halftime to substitute certain members of the team. Yeah, to substitute certain members of the team. And yeah, it's one that we're gonna have to get into. To be honest, people, we're gonna have to get into a lot of this and get into the nuts and cranny of the whole thing. Wait me a second, because Ash has just turned up now, so let me just get him in.
Big up, guys.
Big
Sorry
up,
for the lateness.
But yeah, the first thing that I'd like to start off with is Kepa, because obviously Sami's put up obviously Staffy's put up a tweet yesterday of me saying that I'm okay with it. 5 million is a good price for a backup keeper. Yeah, I stand by that, because 5 million is good for Kepa, who is a backup keeper who will play against teams that we are meant to beat. But in big games, in ties where you're coming up against top six oppositions, big six clubs, and in finals, I don't expect him to play. I expect him to play my number one. Because even back in the day, Arsene Wenger would play the number one fucking keeper in finals. But instead, we're playing this fucking guy who's doing bullshit. Listen, for me, it's pretty simple. I've seen press conferences after where Arteta's saying, you know, I didn't promise him that he'd play the final. You know, it's I had to do what was right. Fuck what was right. I don't give a fuck if the guy starts crying after the game. If you start crying after the game, you're a bitch. And you deserve not to play any fucking minutes in this. You don't deserve to play for this fucking club if you're sitting there crying over not starting a fucking final. Get a fucking grip, mate. Because you're playing for the fucking one of the biggest clubs in the world, mate. So if you want to sit here and do all of this crying stuff, if we're sitting here doing emotional stuff and let me put my hand around you, like I care about your feelings, I truly care about this and care about that, I couldn't give a fuck about none of this shit. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about what the fuck you're doing. I don't care about if you think you should start this game or if we're doing what was right or if we're doing what was wrong. I could not give a fuck. You start Raya because Raya is the keeper that you go with. That's your number one. Yes, he may have saved us in that game, or we may not have made many mistakes, but there was other players on that pitch. Let me start with my player ratings, actually, before we get into the whole thing. I'm going to start with my player ratings, people. Saliba gets a 10. Everybody else gets a fucking 0. That's it. Saliba is the only player on that pitch that I say, you know what? You gave your fucking absolute all. You gave your absolute all, Saliba. Big up to you. Big up to you, Saliba, because you're the only one who looked like you fucking cared. Gabriel had a couple of moments which were good, but even then, sometimes he looked frazzled. Saliba, the only one that's putting his head, his body on the line, was covering every blade of grass. Some of the attacking players, Listen, anyway, Ash is here, man. Souls is not here. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I think he was expected to come. He didn't tell me he wasn't coming, but either way, let me just change this. Ash, go ahead, brother, because I'm. The more this day has gone, the more pissed off I've gotten in it. But it's. I understand that there's a Premier League that we're gonna win, and we are gonna win the league, people. So get your blows in, pause, while you can. Yeah, get your punches in while you can, because when I win the league, I'm gonna be unbearable. So just understand that whatever happens, when I win the league, I'm gonna be unbearable, and I'm gonna come to you, man, and I'm gonna. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna. Don't worry, man. We will be there when I win the league, innit? Yasser, big up Yasser, who says they're calling it capitulation. I'm dead. This guy, bro. Yeah, big up to Yasser for the super chat, man. Big up to Yasser for the super chat. Big up the people in the chat, even the rivals. You pussios. Anyway, yalla. Ash, go ahead, brother. I'm fuming, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where to start, man. Honestly, I've screamed so much yesterday. For those who are in my watch along, they would have seen that my voice went through the watch along. Look, I just want to put something out first, because obviously I know some people might bring it up and they'll say, "You never rated this cup, Ash. You don't care about this cup, anyways." Which I don't. I haven't changed my mind about that. I do care though about when we play our best team, or primarily our best team. I know Kepa started, obviously, but everyone else was there. A majority of the other players. And when we play these kind of big teams, I do want to see a performance, and this is what I expected. I said we're going to lose this final all along. I've been saying it from you, and Sad, you're a witness to this, so I'm not just lying and saying it for the clips. I've said it from the time the fixture was done and City were the final of City and Arsenal was set. I said City are going to win this, and when I was asked why, I said I don't think our conservative style of football will work in a final, right? Against a team that attacks a lot more, against a team that will press us and attack us, and will obviously be able to create chances. And I said I think they will just want it more as well. I think the City team overall will be hungrier for this trophy than we would be, and that's exactly what happened. They wanted it more. The tactics were absolutely awful. They were disgusting. Another example of why I've always criticized this type of football, this type of conservative, cowardly style of football. And I said this isn't the way moving forward. Can we win a league this season with that style of football? We can, but that's only because the other teams are shit. But I don't think we can build a dynasty and continue to move forward and win many trophies and hopefully more leagues and a Champions League as well, hopefully, if we play this type of football, and we just haven't changed it for whatever reason. Not for whatever reason. I know the reason, but it's not changing because the manager's adamant on that style. We started the game well. We started the game, I want to say, on the front foot. The first 10, 15 minutes, we were, pressing. We were playing the ball long when we had the chance, and we were actually getting in behind. And we obviously had the biggest chance of the game in the first half when Havertz missed that chance. And just like clockwork, City, with their experience and their manager and the quality of the players, grew into the game. And our team, just like how we've done majority of the season, was so scared to concede that we just sat back completely. Right? And I had so many arguments with people who were like, oh, is this on the players, but it's on the manager? Oh, it's 50-50? I keep saying it's not 50-50. How could you say it's 50-50 when this style has been displayed many times this season?
Can I tell you why it's 50-50? Because I'm one of the people who are saying 50-50. Ash. The reason why I say it's 50-50 is because regardless of the system, if the players can't string 2-3 passes together, it has to be this. It has to be players have to hold smoke. I can't.
Fair.
Accept,
so how come the players strung 2-3 passes later in the last 20 minutes when we were losing 2-0?
What do you mean?
In the last 20 minutes, from the 70th minute onwards, we were stringing passes and beating the press. How come we were doing it then? If the players are not able to do it,
because the pressure was relieved by the team.
Exactly.
The pressure was relieved by the team. If the pressure is on, I could understand what you're saying. Oh, the system allows us to get pressure put on us. But also what I'm saying is the players should be able to. But the players should be able to at least string 2 passes together, 2-3 passes together. They should be able to.
Explain to me how, Sad. Explain to me how. So let's say we have a goal kick. Kepa has the ball. City are pressing with a bank of 4, right? So Shirky, Haaland, Semenyo, and Doku, they're standing in the front line. They're not even pressing. They're just standing there.
Yeah, they're standing there.
So what should our players do in that scenario? Saliba, Gabriel.
Go on either one of the sides of the pitch. And try and win the first ball and try and win the second ball.
Okay, which is basically a risk, right? Because you could lose the ball when they're pressing you that way.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, okay. But I've seen us do it before.
So exactly, whose job is it to coach us to take those risks? And who stopped us from taking those risks before? Because he wanted control, he wanted us to not lose the ball.
But Ash, the problem is we got into those positions. I'm not talking about the overall system. Is we understand that the system.
Sad, if we play a ball like that and we lose it there, which is very likely, what happens then? Let's say we tried what you just said. We tried playing a through ball. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes City, because they're a good pressing team, they win it because they've covered all angles. What happens then? Whoever made that mistake probably gets subbed off at halftime. To take that risk that you're saying, or play the ball through the press, I agree with you that they should have done that. 100%, I agree with you. But you're saying the players couldn't do it. How could they not have done it when we've seen them do it in some games? But in other games, we haven't seen them do it because we have been conservative. That's what I'm explaining to you. If this was Pep's team, let's say Pep was managing Arsenal this game, and Arteta was managing City, or Luis Enrique was managing Arsenal, do you think, even if we didn't do it the first half, do you think we would have done it the second half?
What?
Do you think we would have played the pass through the press and actually taken that risk?
No, I don't think we would have.
I 100% believe we would have. Because these teams get pressed like that many times and they still beat the press because they're not scared of making mistakes. Everything we criticize the manager for, it doesn't just show up in the attack, it shows up in defense as well.
Oh, sorry.
If I've coached my team...
I misunderstood your question. We would have. Sorry, yes, we would have.
Yeah, exactly. So when people say the players should string passes, if the players are coached to not lose the ball, which we know for a fact, if the players are coached to make sure they have control, not concede chances, they're going to be scared of playing a risk, because what you're asking to do is a risky pass. When there's 4 players in front of you trying to close all the angles, what you're asking them to do is play a risky pass where there's a chance of the City players win the ball or press Ben White or press Nkapie and they win the ball and they attack us. But I'm okay with that, though. And if you're too scared to take that risk, okay, play the other risk. Go long. And if they do win the ball, we press them now. When Trafford had the ball and whoever had the ball, did we press like crazy? Or did we immediately get back
No,
to
no,
shape
no.
and
We
just start
didn't
playing
press.
behind the
We
ball?
didn't press. We were in shape.
Again, so how is that on the players then? So you're saying the players couldn't string passes. Okay, so how come off the ball, we were all running back and just playing behind the ball then? Because there's a consistency there. When you're conservative on the ball, you're conservative off the ball as well. Sometimes. We don't even press like we used to press before, which is why I'm saying it is mostly, if not all of it, on the manager. Some things you can say are on the players. For example, Havertz and Saka missing that chance in the first half, that's on them. Hincapie getting a yellow card, that's on him. Kepa making that mistake, that's on him. I understand. But is that the reason why we lost the game? No, it isn't. Because City made mistakes. Kusanov gave a stupid foul. City made that mistake when they let Havertz run in behind and almost score. Right? Semenyo made a couple of mistakes when he skinned Hincapie and couldn't put it a proper cross. Haaland made a mistake when he didn't time his run to get a proper header and score. They also made mistakes. Mistakes will happen in the game. But that's why your overarching style makes up for those mistakes, because you have to get chance after chance. This is why I always criticize and laugh at people who mock PSG and Barcelona and Bayern and say, oh my God, these teams play with such high risk. They give a lot of chances. Yeah, they give a lot of chances for a reason, Saad. Because they know to attack so much and to create so much chances, we have to be okay with risking giving a lot of chances at the back. That's why every time I tell you guys, when we have the best teams in the last 10 to 15 years, all of them, bar none, play attacking football. Why do you think that is? Is it because...
No, but we understand that it's the attacking football. We understand that attacking football wins you games. We understand that. But my
it doesn't
problem
win you games,
is,
it wins you trophies.
My problem is, because just quickly, because I think Marco wants to challenge you on this as well. The one thing I will challenge you on is that in majority of our games, we have control of the ball. And even when we don't have control of the ball, we always look like we're in control of the situation.
What does control of the ball mean? Like you in possession?
Sometimes we always have possession, and even in the games where we don't have possession, we always force the the other team to go where we want them to go. Where
that's
they
not
will
true,
be,
right? Factually, that's not true. Because we didn't do it against Liverpool, we didn't do it against United, we didn't do it against Forest, we didn't do it against Brentford, we didn't do it against Man City, we didn't do it against Man City in the final, we didn't do it against Chelsea in the league game when we drew 1-1. So it happens in some games, I agree. In fact, in 80% of the games, I agree with you. But that's because we are so much better than 80% of the teams. Even with this style, we can dominate. But against the other 20% that are actually quite good, you have to be able to match them toe to toe.
Thank you, Marco. We did it against Bayern. We did it against Atletico. I understand the Champions League teams. I understand that
exactly. No, don't say I understand the Champions League teams as if that's okay. That's an irrelevant point. That is the point, because in the Champions League they open up also by force. They don't track back as much because they take so much risk, especially in the group stage. And I remember I said that to you, or I said someone, maybe in the Koora pod, I think I said it. I said, let's see if we can do it in the knockout stages as well, where there's actual jeopardy and risk of you getting knocked out. Group stage, there isn't much jeopardy. You could lose 1 or 2 games and you'll probably still finish top 8, right? Last season, we finished top 8, right? So that's not much jeopardy. When we played Leverkusen home and away, did we play the exact same way? We didn't. Especially in that first leg, we didn't at all.
But in the league games, I understand that you're saying we're better than 80% of the teams.
Yeah, 90% in fact in the league, yeah.
But regardless...
Actually, I think we're better than all teams in the league. Sorry, let me take that back.
Regardless of that fact, it's not like we haven't been doing it. We've done it many times. Even in past seasons, we've done it where we've been able to control the big teams. That's why we had our record, which was so good against these big teams, because we were able to control games, and we were able to get certain periods. We were able to control the teams. Whether that be with
teams, we were able to control possession. It's not control, Saad. That's not called control. If we are stopping teams from creating dangerous chances against us, that's not control, unless we're popping them. Again, guys, I'm not saying we have never attacked other teams. I'm saying our overarching style is do not concede chances first, and then we figure out how to build an attack. And that's exactly what I'm criticizing. It will work in 70-60% of the games. It doesn't work in all games. And even if you attack, you're not going to win all games. But you're going to win more games than if you play the current style we are playing. That's what I was trying to explain.
All right,
how many big games? Yeah, go ahead.
Let's go to Marco, because he just quickly wants to. the thing is, if Marco was actually a person like that we could bring on, like I don't even know if he
He's
has.
a person.
No, you know what I mean. Like I don't even know
Yeah,
if he.
yeah, like I got you. I
But
got you.
big up to Marco
I
though.
got you. Big up, big up,
Marco
Marco.
saying, Ash, I want to challenge you on a statement. We don't play attacking football, but I will need your attention for like 10-15 minute convo. Is that okay? So yeah,
And then put
please.
his other comments. Put his other comments because he did mention the other comments.
So he said we did against Bayern, and then he said we did against Atletico. He said so if we don't,
Which I've
if
answered.
we do it against 80% of the teams, your statement is not correct.
So again, when I say attacking football, I mean basically sending players forward a lot more, playing with speed and intensity, and not having our attackers track back all the time, tracking back in some phases. We don't play attacking football. We play conservative possession football. That's different, Marco. And if you want to mention these games, Bayern and Atletico Madrid, before we scored the first goal, which by the way, both came from corners against Atletico. Sorry, Atletico was a set piece. And Bayern was a free kick. And Bayern was a corner. Before those two goals, before the corner against Bayern and the set piece against Atletico, we weren't killing it. We weren't like, banging and creating chances and wave after. We weren't doing that. Where we opened up was because we scored the corner first. That's what changed the game for us. So it's not going against what I'm saying. When we slapped up Leeds 5-0 in the league this season, if you guys remember, those first 15 minutes, we weren't playing that well. Our first goal came from a corner that Timber scored. Once Timber scored, the game opened up a lot more. We started playing a lot more comfortable. Aston Villa, we slapped them 4-1. That first goal, by the way, even though I think we played attacking really well in the second half, but our first goal came from a corner. And then we opened up a lot more. Why do we have to kill it? Because that is what the most successful teams, Marco, have done over the last 10 to 15 years. Bayern, Barca, PSG, Real Madrid, Liverpool, and Man City, the most successful teams, the best teams of the last 10 to 15 years, have played with that mindset because a couple of things. One is, if you just sit back most of the time, you're more likely than not to concede if the other team puts in good crosses or even flukish crosses, like we've seen this season against Wolves home and away, where we conceded a late-minute equalizer, like we did against Sunderland when we conceded a late-minute equalizer, or like we did against Liverpool last season when we were playing so well in the first half and dominating them, and then we took the lead through Moreno, and then we just sat back for like 15-20 minutes. They got a corner and they scored from it. And then obviously like we did against City in the League Cup final. That's why you have to always go for the kill, because those teams always do it. Then Marco comes up with the other argument, which, see, I'm ready for all these arguments because I've had them before. Ash, look at their lineup. Bro, we need to stop with that cop-out, because in the summer, we were calling our attack one of the best attacking depths in the league, right? We had one world-class player in the attack in Saka. We signed Gyökeres, who most people said, wow, what a signing. We signed Eze, who's supposed to be fantastic. And Trossard, who a lot of people wanted to go in the summer, was in the first 3-4 months was our best attacker in the whole team. So let's not make it seem like we have bumps in the team. Some of the attackers I've criticized, like Havertz and Madueke, I guarantee you, Marco and others have been praising and saying, no, Madueke wasn't a bad signing. It's a good backup. Well, if he's a good backup, then don't complain then. Because I said no to Madueke. I was one of the people who tweeted #say no to Madueke. I said he's still a flop and he's going to be a flop, and he's still a flop so far. He's done exactly the same shit he's done for Chelsea last season. Nothing different. So my point is, when you say they have better attackers, that is garbage, because Klopp did that style with the same Liverpool team. The moment he came to Liverpool a season later, they were playing that style of his football, right? He was doing it with Firmino, Mane, Salah. None of these guys were world-class before Klopp took over. You look at PSG, you say, look at their attackers. Did you think Doué and Barcola were world-class players 3 years ago or 2 years ago? Most of you guys didn't even know who these guys were. Didn't even know who Doué was 2 years ago. Dembele was considered a flop at Barcelona, and then obviously only towards the end of his Barcelona career he started playing well, and then he went to PSG. And they lost Mbappe, who everyone said, wow, one of the best attackers in football right now, has just left PSG and gone to Madrid. They've lost one of the best attackers in the world. And yet he played the exact same way. So it's a style. The manager can play that style. De Zerbi with Brighton plays that style. De Zerbi with Brighton and even Marseille plays that style. Obviously, he's not at Marseille anymore, but when he was at Marseille. So you're saying, look at their attackers, but these managers have come and done it with attackers that weren't rated before those managers took over, right? That's my point. So we need to stop saying attackers, as if we have bum attackers who cannot play football. That is absolute nonsense. We were just arguing a year ago about how Saka is one of the best wingers in the world. Everyone was raving about how Gyökeres is one of the best strikers in the world that was available. So why are we suddenly saying, "Oh no, it's the attackers
But the
that are
thing
not
is,
good enough"?
but the thing is that these attackers, yeah, that we
Mhm.
have, like
Yeah,
some of these attackers that we have, despite us not attacking as much and despite us not playing as much of an attacking style, they still
yeah.
rose above it and still showed their individual quality at times, which I don't think they're doing this season. A lot of these attackers are not showing their
But no,
individual.
no, 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 no. That's not true. They did it in the 22-23 season when we played attacking football, and in the second half of 23-24 when we also played attacking football. They didn't do it the last two seasons. Last season we played conservative. We criticized all our attackers. This season we're playing conservative, and most of the season we're criticizing all of our attackers. What are you referring to?
No,
Last
no,
season,
no.
all of us were criticizing
So I'm,
Havertz. All of us were criticizing Trossard. All of us were criticizing
so I'm
Martinelli. Only Saka was playing well.
yes, but that's one of the players that I'm talking about. Is that even Saka now is shit? This
Yeah,
has
I
to.
know, but
This has to be.
there's a
This
limit.
has to
There's
be
a limit
something
to how
to
much.
do with.
Sad, there's a limit to how much an individual attacker can bail you out many times. At some point, you need a system that allow them to get into free spaces. An attacker needs some space to operate. If every time our attackers are going to attack, like Saka, for example, when we're going to counter attack or when we have the ball, he's gonna get it when he's already double marked. He has less space to operate. At some point, it's gonna catch up. That's what I'm trying to explain. It's so easy to say our attackers. Okay, how come when we played expansive and attacking, like the Champions League games that Marco brought up, like Leeds when we beat them 4-0, like some, how come our attackers played well that game? How come every time we open up the game and we actually play expansive, our attackers look incredible? How come when we scored the first goal against Villa and the game opened up, our attackers went on a mad run? Trossard scored, Jesus scored, can't remember who scored the second goal. Zubamendi with the Odegaard through ball. Against Spurs, when we opened up the game and we took risks and we played attacking. How come our attackers played well that game? Bayern, which Marco referenced. How come attackers played well that game? It's so easy to say, look at them, they don't do well. Yeah, when the system is conservative, how come when we open up the games, our attackers actually do quite well? Why? As you said, it's proven that in the last 15 years or so, teams that play attacking football win more. Let's look at those teams that I just named them, yeah. Bayern, Barca, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Man City, and PSG. Liverpool didn't have a world-class attack until Klopp made them world-class. I would argue City didn't have a world-class attack until Pep made them world-class. Sane came with a big reputation, but he wasn't world-class. He was a talent. He was like Julian Draxler from Schalke. That's what Sane was. Sterling was considered a flop at City in his first season because he came a year, I think, before Pep took over. He was considered a flop at City. Everyone said 50 million, oh, what a waste. They were laughing. Liverpool fans were mocking him that Pellegrini season, if you remember. And he made it work. You can say, okay, look at Barcelona is the MSN and Real Madrid has Bale, Benzema, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Fine. But what about the other teams? There's a trend in the way they play. The reason the managers play that way is not because they have those attackers, Marco. They put that style regardless of the attackers they have. Klopp was doing Gegenpress even with Dortmund when he had Barrios, Lucas Barrios, and Nuri Sahin and Kagawa and all these guys. Those guys weren't world-class. He was still playing that system. I gave an example of De Zerbi. De Zerbi style, everyone knows it. Possession, pressing, high-intensity football. He does it at Brighton with Evan Ferguson and Welbeck and all these guys when he was there. And he's doing it at Marseille, or he was doing it with Marseille before he got sacked, or before he quit, sorry. So I don't know why you reference these attackers when we have better attackers than those teams. I genuinely don't get it. He's saying now, and you think our attackers are on the same levels? Yes. Our attack, Salah, Mane, and Firmino at Liverpool in their first season, nobody thought they were world class. Brighton's attackers are not our level. Are you saying Brighton's attackers are better than ours? Doué, as I said, nobody spoke about Doué 2 years ago. Nobody even knew who he was. Barcola is considered a shitty player when it comes to playing in front of goal. He misses so many chances, it's insane. What are we doing here? You're saying the reason they play that... Okay, so the reason all these teams I just mentioned play good attacking football or expansive football and commit and take more risks is because they have better attackers? Not because the team is coached to take more risks. Come on, Marco. That's lazy analysis, bro, and you know it. We have to... What is the attack? What do the attackers have to do with why Kepa and Saliba and Gabriel couldn't beat the press yesterday? And they didn't take risks to play through the middle. What do attackers have to do with why we couldn't beat the press yesterday? That is insane.
I think that the goalkeeper is a bit of a problem, an issue that for why we didn't do that though. Because even then, at times you've seen because at times you've even seen Raya make a difference. You've seen Raya make a difference in how he gets the ball out sometimes and how.
So then why couldn't Saliba and Gabriel do it when they had the ball, and Declan Rice when he dropped into the box? Because Kepa is not the only one who had the ball all the time, right? Sometimes
but we're talking about what stems from the goalkeeper. We're talking about what stems from the goalkeeper.
No, because I'm trying to show you it's not the goalkeeper.
Sometimes the players in front of him won't do it, but Raya will take it on his own hands to say, let me go and find the option. Let me go and find this. Kepa to me yesterday.
I get it, but I'm explaining to you that if the players that we have that are starting 11 players for us also couldn't do it, why are you only looking at Kepa? So Kepa couldn't do it because he's crap. Fine. Why couldn't these other starting 11 world-class players not do it? Saliba, Gabriel, and Rice are all world-class. How come when they got the ball from Kepa and they came and took it inside the box, how come they didn't do it? How come they only did it after when it was the last 20 minutes? I was watching again, the 70th minute after we were 2-0 down, City did the exact same press. They pressed with 4 players, and Kepa played it through the press to Rice, by the way, who got it under pressure and turned and left. Because the pressure was gone. Because now it doesn't matter if they make mistakes. They're not going to be penalized for it because they've already lost. So if they can clearly do it in that moment, that means they can be coached to do it consistently. That's what I was trying to explain. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull something up.
Yeah, sorry, something just come up on my. Yeah, sorry, something just.
No, all good. Yeah, so I just pulled up because Marco's saying, "Oh, look at their attackers, look at their attackers." So I'm comparing Arsenal and City this season in the Premier League. This season, both of them have a very similar conversion rate. By the way, our conversion rate is 19%. Their conversion rate is 18.69%.
Who's that?
So, Arsenal and Man City. Overall, our conversion rate is 19% and their conversion rate is 18.69%. So if our attackers are not that good, how come our conversion rates are similar? So clearly when our attackers get chances, they convert almost as much as City. I even remember reading the stat, no one has missed more big chances in the league this season than Man City. No player has missed more big chances in the league than Haaland. So City do miss a lot of chances. Barcelona miss a lot of chances. By the way, you're talking about, look at their attackers. Everyone calls me a Barcelona Glazer. I watch Barca week in, week out. They miss much more than they score every game. For every 3 goals they score, they probably miss 6. Because that's normal, right? You are going to miss when you have to. That's why you have to create a volume. You have to create those volume of chances. And that's why all these big teams do it. And you know what, Marco? I'm going to say, I'm going to use another lazy argument against you, which I don't even believe in because I actually think our attackers are quality. Maybe not in every position, and maybe there are 2 attackers that I don't rate in the team, but all the other attackers I do rate. But if, let's say, we go by our argument, the attackers are not good enough, then it's still 100% on the manager because he's the one who signed them. He's the one who wanted them. He's the one who pushed for Madueke. Fabrizio Romano tweeted it in the summer that Arteta's the one who wanted Madueke and pushed for him. He's the one who wanted Havertz. He's the one who wanted to keep Trossard. He's the one who didn't want to sell Martinelli. Even if I go by your logic, which I don't agree with, that it's still back on the manager because he wanted those players that you're calling, that you're saying are not good enough, which I don't even agree with, by the way. I think our attackers are good enough because I've seen them in an attacking system. 22-23, we had similar attackers. In fact, the same, because Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard, Saka, Odegaard, they were all there, actually, at that time. So, in fact, all of them are still here. We played much better attacking football in the 22-23 season with those same attackers that you're saying, that you're talking about. And that season, they broke the record for most goals scored. And that wasn't a season where we were scoring most of our goals from corners, by the way. So if we did it with that team in 22-23, how come you're telling me we cannot do it with better attackers 2 seasons later? How does that make sense? How did we do it that season? And this is what I'm telling you. How come our conversion rate this season is better than Man City's or similar? It's actually slightly better, but anyways. He's like, but Ash, I don't want that Barca style. Do you want that? I don't want the suicidal high line, but I want something closer to their style than our current style. I want something like PSG style.
I do agree that if we attacked 30% more or 40% more, actually, if we attack 50% more than we do right now, I think it would have more positive than it does have negatives. Just going based,
100%.
just going based off of
100%.
just going based off of our of what we have in the back line. I've always agreed that with our team, we should be able to attack and keep our attackers forward. We don't have to be all man back, like, do you know what I mean, fighting for our lives, like as if, do you know what I mean?
I just compared this with Barcelona. Barcelona have an 18.75% conversion rate.
So
we have a better conversion. We have a better conversion rate than even Barcelona. Again, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. These teams miss chances. That's fine. That's normal. Big teams will miss chances. You have to be able to take that risk and create again and again and again. And we have such world-class defenders and two quality midfielders who can win the ball back in Zubimendi and Rice, that we will not, nothing bad will happen if sometimes we're caught on the counter and these guys are the only ones there to defend. I gave you guys the example of Wolves. I don't know if I showed the video here. I think I showed the video on this channel. 41st minute against Wolves, the 41st minute against Wolves, right? The one that we drew 2-2. We're winning 1-0 up. We're winning 1-0. It's the 41st minute. Wolves have the ball and they're attacking. Everyone is back from Arsenal except Madueke, Martinelli, and Gyökeres, who were slowly jogging back. And Arteta, standing on the touchline, I have the video, I think I played it here, is standing on the touchline, animated, screaming at Madueke and Gyökeres to get back into defense and get behind the ball. When we're winning 1-0, when all our other players are back against the worst team in the league. This is what I mean by he's defensive.
But Ash, because I've seen clips of him screaming at players to get forward, and they've also not done that.
But that does not work if you just do it in the game. But you have to coach them in the training. You saw the Amazon documentary of Man City, right?
Yeah.
Remember when Pep goes, you know why Messi's the greatest of all time? Because he smelled the goal. He go. Everything I see of Pep, in the behind the scenes stuff, I don't know if he does it for the camera, but everything he does behind the scenes is reprimanding his players for the attack or praising them for the attacking side of things. Our manager focuses and praises players and criticizes them for the defensive side of things. I want our manager to punish players when they don't make the right runs forward, or when they don't play the ball forward, when they don't take that risk to play the ball forward. Instead, he punishes players for making defensive mistakes. Do you remember what happened to Eze against Aston Villa? Made a mistake against Matty Cash, let Matty Cash slip past him and score. He punished Eze by taking him off by putting him on the bench at halftime, subbing him off at halftime, which is fine. And then did not play him a single minute for the next 4-5 games. Not even off the bench. That's how livid Arteta was that there was a defensive mistake in a game that we did come back in, and then we obviously lost it for a different reason. That's what I'm trying to explain. You can tell I've told them to do this. He has to coach them in the training ground to play a lot more expansive, to play a lot more attacking. And I know he can do it because he did it against Leeds. But you know why he did it against Leeds? Because we lost to United the previous game. That's when he came out with this speech about we're going to play with more freedom, with more desire, with more whatever the crap he said. And it didn't last for more than 2 games. Because after that, he went back to default settings.
The thing is,
it's not. Marco, I changed my words, Marco. It's not defensive football. It's conservative football.
No, but it is defensive football. It is defensive football because if you've got your players going back, if you've got attacking players going back, it is defensive football. It is, because you look at majority of teams that attack don't their wingers don't touch the defensive final third unless they've been told let's hold this lead. We've got a lead now, let's hold it. Like a lot of these attackers don't go back. It's our attackers that are constantly being told to go back and go back and go back so many times, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Marco, the 22-23 season, our conversion rate was 21.5%. Right? With these same attackers that you're saying are not good enough. 21, that's only 0.014%. That's only 0.14% different from Man City that won the treble that season, by the way. They were at 21.66 and we are at 21.52. So imagine we attacked that time with, I would say, an inferior attack because we didn't have this depth that we have now. And yet we had great conversion. And then obviously, look, I'll answer Polemis's comment because Polemis said 22-23 teams gave us space. No, Polemis. Yes, they gave us space, correct. But it's on us to create that space when teams are not giving us that space. Last season, Liverpool were not getting space. Teams were sitting, especially at half season, when teams saw Liverpool were like killing it. Teams were playing a low block against them. You can ask Karen, you can ask any Liverpool fan. Teams were sitting back against Liverpool. They weren't opening up. But Liverpool were opening them up. How were they doing it? By moving the ball quickly, by playing with intensity. When Liverpool, for example, if let's say if Liverpool concede possession and the other team is attacking, the moment Liverpool win the ball back, they immediately go on the transition immediately with speed to make sure that the opponents don't have enough time to get back into position. We don't do that. We get a counterattack and we slow the game down and let the team get back into position because we're so scared of counterattacking and losing the ball. And we only counterattack from the wings, which is anyone who watches football and understands how to analyze football or has played football, you will know it's the easiest thing to stop counterattacks when they're at the wings. Because when someone is attacking from the right wing or the left wing, what a lot of teams do, and this has been, again, I'll be called the Barca Glazer, I don't give a shit. This is how Barca has developed their tiki-taka when they were playing the high pressing game and defending when they were losing the possession, is they force you to go out on the wings and then they overload you because now when, let's say if the winger is running from the wings on a counter-attack, they send 2, 3, 4 players there, which obviously leaves a big gap in the middle. But the reason they do that is because they know they can win, they can stop all your angles of passing. And they can win back the ball and immediately counter again. So when we counter from the wings, it's the most useless counter.
I hate
literally Saka has the ball.
Wings, bro.
It's the most useless counter because 2, 3 players go on Saka, it's over. It's done. Counter stopped. Versus if you counter from the middle, you have much better chance. But the reason why we don't counter from the middle, because that's where you could lose the ball the most. Because it's the biggest risk. It's the biggest risk, but it's also the biggest reward. But Arteta doesn't care about the reward. He cares more about the risk factor, which is why he's scared of conceding, which is why he says, no, let's play this way instead.
Yeah, man. I'm fuming, bro. Just overall, man. I rated the trophy, so I'm probably even more fuming than you. And I wanted to win the Carabao Cup.
I'm fuming because of the way we lost, Saad. I'm not even... I still think we'll win the league. I'm not a reactionary person who's going to say, I forget the league. It's not going to happen. No. We are winning the league. The league's in the bag, inshallah. And I will be happy at the end of the season celebrating the league and all that stuff. I'm more annoyed by the fact that we didn't even fight. If we played attacking football and tried, and the City was just a better team that day, fair enough. We say, congrats, City, you were a better team. Amazing job. We tried, guys. It is what it is. We move on. I did that a couple of times this season against Sunderland away, against Villa away. We lost against Villa. We drew against Sunderland. I said, guys, it's fine. We tried. We went for it. It just wasn't our day. It is what it is. Plus, we had missing players in both those games. A lot of missing players. There's context to things. If we play Barcelona in the Champions League semi-finals and we attack them and we go for it and then we lose, I'll be like, you know what? We tried, but Barcelona was just better than us. But if we play conservative against Barcelona and get knocked out, I'll be fuming. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with us? There's a difference to how you lose, man.
Let me get to the super chats.
Yeah.
AMT saying I felt the players are not confident. I feel the players not confident in Kepa. Yeah, I do as well. Ash obviously sees it different to me. Me personally, I think Kepa was not the right choice. Listen, as much as you want to say the play style, this and that, Raya doesn't make those same mistakes. He just doesn't.
Raya made a mistake against Sunderland. That's why we conceded and we drew the game.
But
he came out for a cross. He couldn't claim it.
I'm talking about getting that cross the way it was crossed. Raya catches that, but regardless,
I just said Raya made a mistake when there was a cross. by Sunderland, Brobby scored because of Raya's mistake. So he's made a mistake before. By the way, this is not me defending Kepa. The hell with Kepa. Kepa could go to hell. I don't care about Kepa. I'm trying to explain to you that it's not a Kepa issue. Okay, fine. Kepa made that mistake. Kepa couldn't build from the back because the players didn't trust him. Why couldn't Declan Rice, Saliba, and Gabriel beat the press then? How come when they received the ball from Kepa in the box, it was the exact same thing? They just put their studs on it and they were just looking at the City players.
Because they're having a bad
Why
game.
did that? They're not having a bad game. The
They
system
are,
is not.
but Ash, if here's my issue, yeah, is that if I've seen players that even when we are in the depths of hell and we're defending, I've still seen Rice sometimes go on these runs and be able to get past something, and we're like, where's that been? Where's that been all game? Why have we only done that once? Or I've seen, somebody on in that team just going
Because teams don't press us like this all the time, Saad. But if we do get pressed like that, you need to be coached to build from the back and be able to beat the press. We're not coached to do it. So if this is what, by the way, I've said this. I remember not in this watch along, in the previous watch along. I don't understand when teams sit back against us. I think that's the stupidest thing any team can do, because we are not a team that's been coached to beat the press time and time again. If you press against us in an organized manner, we're also not that good at playing the ball over the top and counterattacking. Most of the times we want to build slowly from the back. If you press against us and intensify the game and speed up the game, more often than not, you'll have good luck. Because we're not coached to do it. Pep Guardiola read that and said, you know what? These guys cannot build from the back. Let me press.
Big up to AMT, who also says, yes, the wingers are consistently coming back to defend. For me, it affects their mindset to attack and be prolific. I completely agree. I think it's a big issue when your attackers constantly defend. Their priorities completely change. Those are not wingers. They're now wing backs. They're not wingers. There's a big difference between a wing back and a winger. A winger is attack minded and an attack first. Wing backs are players who are defensive but also can attack and are also given avenues to attack during the game. So yeah, there's a massive difference, man. But
and Marco, when I say we're not coached to beat the press, obviously I don't mean not coached at all. I'm saying we're not coached well to do it. That's what I meant. We're not coached to do it well. We're not coached to do it consistently, especially in big games against big teams. We're not coached to do it. It's not our playing style. Like, you watch these teams that I've mentioned, some of the best teams in the world over the last 10 years, no matter how you press them, they will never just go long. They will always beat the press through their passing, because that's what they do in every game. Doesn't matter who they play that way. It doesn't matter if they play home or away, they play that way. You get what I mean? We're not coached to do it consistently, and we're not coached to do it at a high level.
Big up to Kev, because I actually agree with this. And normally he's just a bum and spouts bullshit, but he's actually spouted something that's actually good. So big up to Big up to Kev. He said, when you attack, the players enjoy more. They have fun and express themselves. You need that enjoyment sometimes. Listen, for me, like, if you see that enjoyment more, you're gonna let the defenders take care of their defending, because the defenders love to defend. Clearly, the defenders love to defend, but let's just play with a more attacking style of football. Do you know what I mean? That's what we need to do. Arsenal crew 79 saying, wow, why is our fan base blaming the players when we played a low block all game? Because listen, I've seen, I'm not blaming the players fully. I'm saying that it's 50-50. I think the manager has some blame, because he's setting us up in that style. But I also expect them to string two passes together. Ash obviously doesn't agree with me. It is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Big up T send me a screenshot showing Zubimendi versus Kepa in the game. Our deep lying midfielder, our DM, had almost as many touches as our keeper in the game. Kepa had 38, Zubimendi had 41. Imagine. 12 out of out of all the passes we've had, he completed 12 passes in our half and 11 passes in the opponent's half. This is our DM, and I'm not blaming the DM. I'm trying to explain that our tactics that are set up is not put in a way that allows us to freaking build, that allows us to build consistently, or that encourages us to build consistently. He's saying, look at the passes. Zubimendi completed 70% of his passes, 11 out of 19 in the opposition half, 12 out of 14 in our own half, and only 1 out of 4 long passes correctly.
AMT, listen, if we checked that, if we watched clips, I wish that we could bring up clips like of and actually sit here and analyze clips of Arsenal, because it'd be so great if we could. Like if I had that ability to just get the copyright taken off so I could just sit here and watch clips of football. But we can go through that whole 2022-2023 season and we can look through and look at how the defenders, how the wingers were forward thinking. Do you know what I mean? Always looking for the next ball. Always looking. That was when we were playing beautiful football, the Arsene Wenger type football, brilliant attacking. That 22-23 season was amazing. But then the control came in, and I'm not like a. I don't hate the control, but don't take away the attacking just to have control. There are moments and periods during the game where you need that control, where you need to slow the game down. If you're like maybe 1 or 2 goals up and you want to slow the game down, then yes. But you only do it for like a period, maybe 10, 20 minutes, where you just want to make the opposing team get tired. If they're chasing the ball, they're constantly chasing the ball, trying to press you, but you're constantly passing it to the next man, passing it to the next man. That's when you do the sideways passes, not when you're trying to freaking win. Also, Malcolm, this fucking bum of a person wants to get his little moment in the sun. So,
bro, why let him super? Then remove it. Let him super chat. Then we'll entertain it. Yeah,
actually,
if you're gonna stay stupid, then might as well super chat.
Send a super chat, my bro.
If you don't super chat, we'll only entertain actual football conversations. Marco, you're saying I don't agree. City also struggles when we press them consistently. Okay, then why are we doing it? Fine, City struggle when we press because we are a good pressing team when we do it. Why aren't we doing it consistently then? Why don't we do it consistently? It's mad. I don't. By the way, this control word for me is such a buzzword. I dislike it so much. It's such a weak word to say we don't concede. What I actually want is more threats. I don't want control, possession, all that garbage. I want to play games where majority of the games I have triple the shots of the opponents, not against City and all. I'm talking about like the other teams, not City, Liverpool, Chelsea. I get those teams, fair enough. Those will be closer. But against the majority of the teams, I want us to have triple the attempts, triple the shots on target, triple the XG, if not quadruple the XG, because we have the quality players to do it. That's what City, Liverpool, and all the other teams have been doing in the past. And we just haven't been doing it enough.
Anyway, listen, big up to everybody. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to get that done, people. Let me see how many likes we're on right now, because we've got about 30 people in the building. Let me just have on 18
and Souls
likes.
Obviously Souls was afraid to join because he knew I was gonna cook his ass, bro. So
18 guys, we have 18 likes, people. And there's 30 people in here. Please, if you could just like the video. Like the video if you could, that would be great. We're gonna move on from Arsenal topic. Let's have a look quickly, because I believe, I don't even know how many points people had in the predictions. It was absolutely disgusting. Like, I think we all had like 2 points or 3 points maybe.
Wait, before we go to predictions, quickly, what do you think will happen from here till the end of the season?
What do you mean?
Like for Arsenal, what do you think will end up? Where do you think we'll win? What do you think will win? What happens from here?
I think we'll win the league. I think we'll get to the final of the Champions League and lose it to Bayern. I think that we're going to win the league and the FA Cup.
Yeah, that's what I said before. But FA Cup, honestly, if we face City again, unless Arteta like does something different, which I don't think he will, I'm starting to rethink. We can win the. I think we'll win the FA Cup if City get knocked out. If City don't get knocked out, I think Arteta will just be too scared to play City again in that style. Maybe he'll do it in the Etihad at the Etihad because we have a good margin.
But I think he'll take. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Because now I have a feeling that Arteta is gonna win or something crazy like that when we go to them at the Etihad in the league. Because I have a feeling.
But the reason why I don't think that's far fetched is because we have a gap, and he's seen that the defensive style didn't work against them in the final, and because we have a gap, that'll give him comfort to say, even if we lose, it's fine. Let's just go for it. But in the cup final, he'll be scared of losing the cup final, so he'll go back to doing what he's doing. That's what I'm worried about. The league, I agree with you. I wouldn't be shocked now if we go and win the league, just given how he performed in the final. But if you look at the Champions League, I definitely don't think we win. I think that's a pipe dream. I think we probably make it to the final at best, and then we lose. I wouldn't be surprised if Barca knock us out. I think that's a close game, but I definitely don't see. I'll be shocked if we win the Champions League.
I'm excited to have
There's
Odegaard
honestly no
back.
chance.
I'm excited to have Odegaard back. Just hopefully we're not doing the same bull crap, which we probably will be doing. But now Odegaard has to play. There is nobody else. He has to play.
I mean, how long is Eze out for?
It's looking like weeks. So that's so he's
amazing, so good.
He's out for weeks.
Superb.
Is what it's looking like right now. AMT saying, where do you think? Hold on. AMT saying, but Havertz, Rice, Zubi, where is the attack? Nah, but Havertz should have done way more. Havertz in that first 5 minutes where he had that chance. Has to be Allah whenever working. Bro. Insane.
And the membrane. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look. I've never understood this Havertz in the 10. This is why I was telling you, and I was telling all the other guys who were like, play Havertz in the 10, play Havertz in the 10. I'm like, guys, I don't know what you guys think he does. Like, okay, fair enough. I know we wanted to change because Odegaard and Eze were both garbage, but he's not the solution long term. He's so bad in the 10. He doesn't create enough chances. He doesn't get enough touches. He doesn't help us have control that you guys are dying for. He doesn't help us keep possession. He's not that creative. Like, it's such a waste. He either plays striker or he doesn't play for us. That's it.
I would still, you know what? In an attacking system, I think he would work better in that position. If we did the whole attacking thing, I think he would play better. If he was behind the striker, but yeah, listen, that's just.
But then, okay, what do you mean play behind the striker? How will we play with a 2-striker system? Who's gonna create? You need a playmaker, right?
Yeah, but that's when you have to play like either an Eze or you play an Erdegaard. You have to play with 1-6. If you're gonna play that system correctly, you have to play with somebody behind them, or beside him, like either an Erdegaard or an Eze. So with that system, it's more risk, which you're saying we're never going to do. It's more of a risky system. We're not going to do that. That's my problem now. Is the idea that
all we're going to do is play the ball long.
That Kairat Almaty game where we played him, I know people are saying it was the opposition. The opposition was crap. Nobody's going to give us that space. But what I'm saying is, if you play that same system with Eze there or with an Erdegaard there, and you play that attacking, just attack, get them on the ball, let them create, pass the ball quickly, get it to the forward position, take risks. I think it works better for us. But listen, it's not going to happen right now with how the manager wants the team to play, and it's unfortunate, but.
Because for me, look, I agree. I think we win the league and the FA Cup if we avoid City. If we don't avoid City, I think we only win the league then.
Which is still a good season
for me. Yeah, obviously, if we just win the league alone, that's an incredible season. But I don't think we win the other stuff. I definitely don't think we build a dynasty with this manager. I'm not gonna lie. And look, do I care? No. If we win the league for the next 1 year, I'm gonna be celebrating it. We could finish 6th next season, and I won't care. I'll be celebrating this league for the next 1 year. But if you tell me, hey, once we win this league, what do you expect to happen moving forward? I'll say, yeah, we're gonna probably regress. because I don't think this style and the way the manager runs the team, I don't think it's conducive to building a dynasty and having long-term success. But it is what it is. Let's just win the league this season, and we can at least celebrate that. And hopefully Liverpool can do something against Man City.
You never know. Not, hopefully this will stop him, you know. I hope, bro. I'm hoping they're playing this league win, yeah.
We said that after Liverpool's loss. We said that after the Liverpool draw. We said that after the City draw. We said that after the United draw.
No. You didn't listen to what I said. I said I hope that when we win this league, I hope that he completely says, you know what? Now that I've won the league, now that I've got that monkey off my back.
I used to believe that, and then I woke up to the truth. The reality is, no. The reality is, I actually woke up to the truth because I can't remember who said this, and I thought about it. And I was like, yeah, actually, that makes sense. We all know Arteta is stubborn, like most big managers are anyway, so that's fine. You really think if he wins? You really think if he's not successful? Yeah. You really think if he wins the league this season? You really think if he wins the league this season, playing this garbage style?
I know exactly what you're going to say. I know exactly what you're going to say. He's going to say it works. What are you talking about? I won the league. Yeah.
This is exactly how I won the league. So how could you tell me what to do? How could you tell me to do something differently when actually I just won the league playing that style? He's not going to look at the fact that City and Liverpool were garbage. He's not going to look at the fact that actually next season they could probably get back to playing better and then he'll definitely not be able to beat them if he plays the same style. He won't think about it that way. He'll probably think about it saying, oh, actually, what do you mean? Like, this is exactly how you win football games now. And that's when he's going to get schooled really bad. But it is what it is. I agree. Yeah, I think, Kev said it. Exactly. Thanks, Kevin, for reminding me. Yeah, Register Kev said it yesterday. And I thought about it and I was like, yeah, definitely, he's not going to learn from it. Nothing's going to change, bro. This is going to be like the slot situation. I guarantee you. We'll win the league. We'll celebrate. And then next season, we'll be playing like garbage. And we'll be like, what the hell is going on? Can we get this guy out? I'm telling you, it's going to be like that. I promise. Anyways, that's next season's problem. That's next season's problem.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. Can you bring up the predictions? Because I think it was a bit mad.
Bro, I don't even know if we should bring it up. It was embarrassing.
No, Marco. I think he was just being. It was exaggerating on purpose. You know.
Yeah, obviously. I'm saying even if we drop to 6th, I would still be. I won't care. I'll still be celebrating the league. Bro. Yeah, but all Marco saying, I disagree.
I am Marco. Wallahi,
not providing an actual constructive argument why the argument is wrong.
You know what? Yeah, Marco right now, is like in the full argument mode. I said I disagree. I don't think
Marco. It's actually the opposite. I'm not emotional when I'm giving these takes. I swear to God, I'm only emotional in the watch along when we concede, because that's when the emotion comes out and I start screaming and stuff. But I swear to God, everything I say after that is not emotional. It's actually what I genuinely believe, and I have evidence and logic to back my arguments, and you guys just don't refute it. Like, I think you are so emotionally attached to the manager that you're not able, and you're like Souls in that way. You're obviously better than Souls because Souls is irrational many times. But I think you're like Souls where you get emotionally attached to the manager and it blinds you from some of his flaws and mistakes. I praise the manager, by the way. I said the manager is good. He's a good coach. He's done XYZ well, but he has XYZ flaws. I don't think you guys do that enough, because I think some of you guys are so emotionally attached to some players and the managers that you're not able to see beyond that. Like I remember the video they did in AFTV or was it goal.com, where they asked a couple of Arsenal fans, if you could sell Saka but win the Champions League this season, would you do it? And all of them said, no, that's our boy, that's our star boy. That's you guys. You guys are emotionally attached that you would say dumb shit instead of looking at what's the best for Arsenal. I don't have that emotional attachment. If you tell me today, sell Saka, throw him in the street, I'll say throw Saka in the street, let him never be a footballer again if it means we can get Lamine Yamal, for example. That's how detached I am from the employees of the club. I call them employees for a reason. I love the club. I don't care about the employees. Bro, what do you want to see? Look at this. It's embarrassing, bro. Everything is like, there's not a single correct predicted score.
You
right?
won for this weekend. You won this weekend, bro. You won this weekend. Right? You don't need to count it, bro. You don't need to count it.
Me and Souls, we got 3 each.
Why? Yeah, we got. Ash is trying to go to count it.
I thought
We
something
can't
else
see
might
it.
show up. Honestly, I thought something else might show up. I thought maybe some other number will show up out of
You
nowhere.
thought some other number shot for 3.
I was hoping.
This guy was hoping he
hoping.
missed a 3 or like another 1 or something. It's gonna be like 4. Oh my god! Hey. Nah, don't worry. You and Souls have you've left T behind by 1. What's the overall scores then? Did you call it the
Overall
running?
scores. So currently, I'm
running,
still leading.
yeah.
I'm at 200 points. Souls is 199. Yeah, T's been left behind. Behind.
Come on, T. Bro.
Marco, you just proved my point. You said you're Wenger out since 2016. I was Wenger out since 2011 when we lost the League Cup final to Birmingham, and I saw that this team was not going anywhere. In fact, we lost all 4 competitions in the space of 1 month. So it took you 5 years to realize something I realized in 2011. So, and I think that was emotional attachment that took you that long. But anyways. And I have proof I was Wenger out 2011. I actually have a Facebook post 2011 in the Facebook group. I'm an admin of a Facebook group that has like 10,000, 15,000 gooners. And I'm literally admin in that group, and there's a comment I can screenshot and show you guys 2011 that says, I think we're not going to win any league with Wenger anymore. We need to move on. But yeah, anyways.
MCFC
Cool.
Puppy. Okay, so I was just about to ask you, what do you mean? You think you're winning the league then? And he said City are winning the league.
Bruh.
Listen, MCFC.
I will say this: all the City fans talking big, right? All these Hamzas and Steves and even Jacob and all that, bro. You're gonna get cooked so bad, and not by me, because I don't do the cooking stuff. I'm not good at that stuff, and I don't enjoy it, to be fair. But bro, the Arsenal fans waiting for you guys, like your Sads and your, I don't know why Sad is looking crazy like that, like your Sads and
I'm gonna cook you guys,
bro, like Sad and Igal and Hooks and Paz and all these people, bro. You guys are done for, honestly. Genuinely, if Arsenal win the league, when Arsenal win the league, MCFC Papi. By the way, that's a horrible name. Please change it, bro. Genuinely, when we win the Prem, yeah, Marco, I guess we'll cook you guys as well. Genuinely, when we win the Premier League, I think you guys need to hide for ages, bro. You're gonna hide for ages.
1 Premier League from a team that was built on legality, compared to how many Premier Leagues you got from fakeness and fraudulent activity in transfer markets. Yeah, listen, we'll be there, inshallah. Your days are numbered, brother. Yeah, just don't let me win a league. Don't let me win a league. You know what I mean? And on top of that, I got more leagues than you. And I got more overall trophies than you, broski. Sit on the floor. You're newcomers. You're Chelsea. You man are Chelsea. You've only just overcome Chelsea. They're my little brothers. Bro, relax.
Yeah, honestly, if we win the league, we'd have 14, bro. You'd still be stuck at 10. So I don't know why you're
I've got 14, broski. Come on, man. 14, bro. And a gold one. What are you telling me, bro? Hey, big up, man.
You're lucky that I don't think we're winning the Champions League, because if we win the league and the Champions League, which is 100% not happening, oh my god.
No, you can't say 100%. You can't say 100%.
100% not happening. 100%.
No. Don't say that.
100%.
Don't say that.
I would have said 10% if I had believed that he could change the style, but he's not going to change the style. If he was so scared in a League Cup final against Man City, imagine how shook he'll be in a Champions League final against Bayern or
I don't think
PSG or Madrid or whoever makes it.
Company can
Unless Liverpool make it somehow.
I don't think if he gets to what I think is going to happen is I think it's going to be a Bayern Arsenal final. I don't think Company can out tactic him, bro. Do you know what I mean?
What? Are you dumb? Do you just say dumb shit? What do you mean you cannot out tactic him?
Tactically, he cannot outdo him.
Whatever City did to us, why do you think Bayern cannot do the same or better? They have better players and they've done it all season.
Because they allow too much space.
So do City,
and they don't have the players. They don't have the players to press us like how they do, bro. How City do.
Actually, they have better players that can press us.
Comprised stress. The way it was.
Actually, they're pressing. Stop.
Don't having, by the way, the master of that.
Do not say garbage out of your ass if you don't know actually what you said. If what you're saying, they have a better pressing team. They have better players that can actually win the ball than City. So what do you want about? That is mad.
Guys, we're winning the Champions League as well. I'm joking. I don't believe we will, but I don't think it's 100%. That's crazy to say. Don't say stupid stuff like that, Ash. Please, don't embarrass yourself. What did what's his name say? Actually, because I saw someone saying like I need to demand an apology.
Marco. I
What
think
did
he
Marco
said like
say?
if we win the league with more than 10 points, are you gonna demand
Yeah,
an
it's
apology?
hard if you win the league by more than 10 points, like you predicted. How big of an apology will you demand from? No, he has to apologize there and then on the day.
You won't demand for shit, bro. If you win it by
Because
13 points or more, then fair enough.
If I won't have to demand it, bro, because he'll come and do it straight away. But I have to demand it. I'm not gonna demand it. He'll come
Actually,
and do
I
it.
will, yeah, because I don't. Again, I don't. I'm not. Oh my god, I have to apologize. I don't give a crap about any of that. I'll say, yeah, good job, Sad. You were right.
Brother, we're men, bro. We're not scared to
Yeah,
apologize.
exactly, man.
I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, bro. It is what it is. Inshallah, I'm not gonna be wrong about the Champions League final. Or inshallah, I'm wrong about the Champions League final.
Marco,
Okay.
I said
Yes.
Bayern can press better than City, which, by the way, I think we can do as well. We just don't do it. I don't get your point. You're clutching at straws, my brother. Tell us you just lost. Leave it.
Let's quickly speak on the rest of the teams, the bums. Let's speak about Chelsea losing 3-0. 3-0.
Oh, I know it's. Are you still there or did you disappear now? I know
Where's
it must
I?
have ran away, bro. I know it must have ran away. He must have
By the
ran
way,
away.
wallahi,
Slapping.
wallahi, these men are doing hot potato with the top 4 positions with the Champions League places.
I mean,
They're
to
doing
be fair, not Man United. Man United have
no.
been.
Man United has cleared them. Man United has cleared them.
Yeah.
Man United is the only one that has Demech and brain. You know.
Yeah. Ah, I know. You're still here. Okay, good on you, bro. So
Salam
explain to us,
alaikum,
I know
Arnold.
what happened.
Salam
What happened, I know,
alaikum.
with Chelsea Everton, bro. I don't get what happened. How come you guys got slapped? Why did Beto turn into prime R9 against you guys? Well, what was Beto?
That was mind games,
Beto.
by the way. I can't
Is that the
believe
first-
he finished that. That first goal.
Bro.
Was it the first goal? It was the first goal,
The
wasn't
first
it?
one. The first one.
Bro, I
Yeah, he
can't
ran and then tripped like
believe-
that.
I can't believe he done that to
Bro,
you,
they
man.
bent you guys over like mad, bro. I don't.
I
Is
said
it
they
4
bent him
losses in
over.
a
I
row
said,
now or 5?
bang.
Yeah, that
Done,
don't do
bro.
that again ever, bro. What the hell? Don't ever do that again, bro. I'm just checking it now because I'm not 100% sure. Was it 4 losses in a row or 5 losses in a row?
Yeah, Paul
think
says,
it's
don't
4
worry,
losses in a row.
man. Don't worry. I'm happy for this. We should do this more as a club. We should do this more as a club.
Loss.
We don't need to have
4 losses in a row.
we don't need to have our players going on international duty for what? To play some bullshit friendly. Fuck the friendly, bro. If it's a genuine competition and they're doing like qualifiers and World Cup qualifiers and this and that, then they're needed. But if it's some bullshit friendly to play Croatia and fucking Ecuador, I don't give a fuck about this shit, man. I don't care about no friendly about Ecuador and Croatia. What the fuck is that, bro?
I don't know what happened, bro, but it is what it is. I think Chelsea
Listen,
miss out on top 5.
MCFC Papi, Beto is a better finisher than Haaland right now, bro. It's mind games. You know what I mean? We can do that both ways, bro.
How about you ask your bum striker to finish chances?
In 2026, MCFC Papi. What has Haaland scored, bro? Let me know the numbers, bro. Has Beto scored more goals than him in 2026? Has Gyökeres scored more goals than him in 2026?
Gyökeres definitely has.
Give us the questions, man.
Crazy to say.
Look at his smile, bro, because he's like, bro, you're cooking with like salmonella.
Bro, Gyökeres actually scored more goals than Haaland this year. It's mad.
In the year, in this calendar year, bro.
Mad.
Listen,
that's that absolute fraud, that bum. They compared him to some of the best strikers in the world, comparing him to R9. Absolute disgrace.
Who?
Haaland. How about you go cut your hair first, bro?
You compared him to R9.
As in, like, his numbers were equivalent to R9's numbers at the time. I know he could be one of the best strikers to ever play. To be honest, he is a world-class striker. Don't get me wrong. It's just, bro.
The first Marco, the first game back is the Southampton game. Anyway, which we can give them a little bit of minutes just to get them ready, you know?
Bruh, we will lose to Southampton if we underestimate them. Generally, if anyone thinks we're rolling over Southampton, you're going to get a rude awakening the way we did against Mansfield, right? You better start 7 out of the starting 11 players that game. And no Kepa. Raya starts from Italy end of the season. Kepa lost his place. It's over.
But Kepa's pissed me off. Anyway, let's talk about Chelsea, because that was an absolute disgrace, bro. Is
what else is there to say?
Is Rossini? There's
What else is there to say, bro? It's a shit team, overrated team. They compared their players to Arsenal. Said they have their better players. Fofana is an absolute garbage defender. I don't know why they overrated him. All these weird fans that kept overrating him, saying dumb shit that actually don't understand football genuinely. I've noticed on a side note, yeah. And I was saying this in my stream yesterday, and I actually want to ask you this as well. Saad, did you start supporting Arsenal first and then get into football, or did you get into football first and then after that supported Arsenal?
Well, it was Arsenal from birth for me. It was Arsenal from birth,
and because of that, you got into football, right?
So I got into football, and then obviously I was watching Arsenal, and then I watched, you know, internationals, and then it was just I watched Brazil, and bro, it was good times.
Okay, fair.
So
maybe sad because he watched international.
Why?
Maybe this doesn't apply to him. Because I was saying yesterday in my watch along, I've noticed there are certain people. So there are people who first got into football and then after that picked a team, and I've noticed, and then there are others who first picked a club and then through the club they became football fans.
Mm-hmm.
And usually those people have the worst football analysis. The worst. Right? And I'll explain to you why. Okay, maybe this doesn't apply to you because you're Arab. The thing is, Arabs by nature, we watch football and we love football, and that's our passion. The reason I'm saying this is because most people I know that got into football because they supported the club first, because they were born supporting that club, or because someone bought them a jersey of a club and they're like, oh, what is this? Okay, fine, I'm going to support this team. They usually are the worst at analyzing football because they actually don't have that passion for football to watch all the leagues, to watch all the games, to watch what's happening in other football countries and international football and all that kind of stuff. And bro, honestly, they expose themselves so much. I was watching a stream, the Big Six, and they were discussing Neymar, Turkish, and Tobes were discussing about Neymar, like Neymar versus Rooney or versus some of the other players, and we're discussing Neymar's career and having a heated debate about Neymar. Did he actually get into that level? Blah blah blah. And every single one of them is contributing. They're actually giving good arguments, making good arguments, giving their opinions. You know the panelists of the Big Six, right? Turkish, Tobes, Matisse, Grizz, Said, and Steve. And there was one of them that was silent the whole time, said nothing. And I know why he was silent. Because he actually doesn't know anything about football outside his club, which is Steve. He's a City fan. He probably doesn't watch football that well. He doesn't actually understand football that well. His analysis is always the worst. Every time I watch the Big Six, he's got the worst analysis. And then the first time he spoke about the topic, guess what he said? He said, well, one thing about Neymar is he just plays with his sister quite a lot. He's known for playing with his sister, that weirdo. That was his contribution to a very good Neymar debate that was happening. That was his contribution. And it's obvious because there are, and it's not necessarily a dig at Big Steve himself, it's a dig at every single person that became a club fan first and then supported football after, or got into football after. Usually, they don't actually understand football and know how to analyze football. That's generally what I've noticed majority of the times. It's just crazy. I'm not going to say English fans. I knew you would go there, Paul. I knew someone is going to go there. I'm not saying English fans because there are others that also do the same. But I will say this, though. I will say this, and I don't care if this comes out racist or not. I do think a lot of English or British fans. I think there are a lot of English or British fans, whatever you want to, British fans, let's say, that don't actually analyze football and understand football the way the way other fans do from other countries. And I'll explain to you why. Because most English fans watch the Premier League primarily. They don't watch other leagues. Because the Premier League is the best league in the world, right?
There's a name for them, bro.
No, I'm not going to call them that. Actually, I have called them that. It is what it is. But it's not English fans specifically. Prem Tards is not just English fans. It could be someone from Africa who watches only the Premier
League. But just watches only the Prem,
Yeah, exactly. The Premier League is the best league in the world. There's no question. It's probably the most entertaining for most people. That's fine. It's competitive. It has a lot of good teams. So it makes sense why, if you're an English fan supporting an English club, it makes sense why you'd watch the Premier League more than any other league. That's completely normal. That's completely fine. Right? And that's why for other fans outside England also watch the Premier League, because it's the best league. It has all these big teams. Everyone wants to watch all these players and the managers and blah, blah, blah. But they also watch their other leagues too, because they are from those countries, or they grew up watching La Liga, they grew up watching the Serie A, they grew up watching the Bundesliga, like all of us, right, that are not English or that are not born and raised in England. So because of that, I've noticed these fans have more extensive knowledge about all these other leagues, because they grew up not just watching the Premier League, which is their country's league, they grew up watching the other leagues too, versus the fans that grew up in England that primarily only watch the Premier League because it's the best league for them, don't watch the other leagues, and therefore don't get enough education about the other leagues and enough knowledge and understanding about the other leagues. One of the best shows I watch on YouTube for football content is SDS, because every panelist that comes on SDS grew up watching all types of football. Like, they actually have knowledge. They actually know what happened before. They bring up things that happened 10, 15 years ago in other leagues, in international competitions. And that's why I usually see, like, so, and those people who actually have that football knowledge will never ever put Rooney and Neymar in the same conversation. Only English fans will say Rooney and Neymar are in the same level, or Rooney's better. Only English fans. I've noticed that. Or Prem fans. Let me say, not English fans. Sorry, I take that back. Only Prem tards. Those that grew up watching all of the leagues and have watched Neymar week in, week out, and Rooney week in, week out, I guarantee you 99% of them, or 95% of them, will tell you Neymar was a better footballer. It's just for me, it's just mental.
Yeah, I don't know why we were having that though. I don't know why people are having this debate.
And you're wrong, MC. I'm not even going to name your say your other name. You're wrong, MCFC, because I already said I've said this before. I started watching football since 1998. I only became an Arsenal fan in 2006, by the way. So that should tell you I actually was into football way before I became an Arsenal fan. So,
hold on.
Try, but...
Hold on.
What? I don't know, man. I see Don out there now. What does that mean?
Because Don's been on the SDS. He's like, bro, I don't know, man. I'm seeing Don out there now. I don't know if we can say that.
No. Guys, by the SDS panelists, I meant the original ones from before, like Sharky, Liban.
Have you seen Lias's video?
Lias has incredible ball knowledge.
Lias has incredible ball knowledge, bro. He is
100%.
Have you seen him on Football Mastermind, by the way? Football Mastermind. This guy is like the GOAT of Football Mastermind.
He's incredible.
Multiple
100%.
winners of multiple years of it. Like, bro, the thing is, have you not watched Lias?
Fuad Qaddani as well. Fuad Qaddani. Sorry, go ahead.
Go watch Lias's breakdown on the whole Rooney versus Neymar thing, because he's a man.
I didn't watch it yet.
He's very, very good. He's very, very good because he's a Man United fan. Yeah.
If he said Rooney's better, I would have lost all respect for him. I swear.
No, relax. He didn't. He's a Man United fan, but he will show you, like, because his whole when he was young, like, as much as I'm an Arsenal fan and that, yeah. Rooney was also one of those players where you grew up and you're like, oh my God, imagine if I slapped the ball out Rooney, top bins, all of that. But let's relax, because there's certain players in football who are compared to, like, the greats. Like, they had the trajectory to be Messi level, Ronaldo level of, like, aliens in the sport. Yes, he probably didn't reach his targeted place that he could have reached, but he was still playing at a very, very high level. He still won major honors, and was probably one of the best players. Other than if we're comparing it to Messi and Ronaldo, obviously Neymar's gonna fall short. Which was
no, every football in the history of the game will fall short if
yeah,
you compare them to
fall
Messi and
short
Cristiano Ronaldo.
because that was originally what Rooney's thing was. But he brings up like cases like where I think in that video,
Mane, Salah, bro, just they can.
but
Bro,
no, but
honestly,
in that video, they like he brought up, he was saying stuff like Roy Keane was out there saying, "Oh, maybe it's because he's not liked." I'm like, bro, do you know how many players are not liked?
Stupidity.
Like
Neymar finished third in the Ballon d'Or.
Was not liked. Does that mean you're shit? Does that mean
Neymar finished third?
Roy Keane?
Neymar is even better than Ronaldinho. Right, and I grew up watching Ronaldinho. Nobody can chat to me. Anyone who comes to me with that debate, I will destroy your life with facts and evidence on why Neymar is a better player than Ronaldinho. Right? If Neymar played in the Ronaldinho era with Rivaldo and R9, Neymar would have a World Cup. Neymar would have a couple of Ballon d'Ors. Right? Neymar finished third in the Ballon d'Or twice, and in both seasons, he finished behind Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, 2015 and 2017. Right? Ronaldinho would not win a Ballon d'Or in the Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo era. Neymar has more goals, more assists, more. Even in the Champions League, if you compare him with Rooney, he's played 4 Champions League games less than Rooney, and he has more goals and more assists than him, despite playing 4 games less. And you cannot argue that, oh, he played for Barcelona. That's why, because Rooney played for Man United, and that was the United that was dominating. So it's absolutely ridiculous. And by
the way, Kev, we know
it's a stupid argument. Honestly, there's so many points to put in there.
We know that it was he just said Messi and Ronaldo, but that in itself is stupid. Why would you compare him to Messi and Ronaldo? Because nobody.
I'll tell you what happened, Register Kev. Here's what happened. Rooney said, "I've never considered Neymar as a top player," and then I think in that quick second, that Shrek Rooney somehow, unlike him, thought really quick and realized, oh shit, I'm gonna get clipped for this and I'm gonna get abused for this. So then he added the lines, oh yeah, compared to Messi and Cristiano. Because why would you say something so stupid? No footballer gets compared to Messi and Cristiano because they're the greatest to ever do it. So it was such
they get compared to themselves.
Exactly. And I know I don't even think they should be compared to themselves. I think
and then Messi wins that one. But
yeah, Messi's just an alien. But look at T. Don't care.
Bro, do you know they were showing? I saw a video the other day, of Messi,
Oh my god, MCFC! I never even took you seriously before, and now I'm gonna take you less seriously. In all seriousness, what makes Neymar better than Salah and De Bruyne? The third best player of the last 20, 30 years. And apparently, what is? I'm not. Yeah.
Ignore that, bro. Because I don't think MCFC is serious there. I actually don't think he's serious there. And by the way, for the people that are watching us on the replay, this is the comment that he just put up. By the way, this is the comment that he just put up. You're not serious. Are you even old enough to have watched Neymar? Please.
Did you just say what has he achieved?
Oh, shut off. Pull up the.
Oh, this guy is mad.
You do realize you're coming up against the Don Dada of Neymar arguments, bro.
Are you okay, MCFC? He's won a treble with Barca where he was one of the best.
Let me go and get my rice.
He scored in every single knockout game from the quarterfinals onwards. Home and away against PSG, home and away against Bayern, and scored in the final against Juve. Multiple La Ligas, multiple Ligue 1s. He took PSG to their first ever Champions League final where he was their best player that tournament. They didn't lose the Champions League because of him. He's the reason they got to the Champions League final in the first place. And Mbappe missed 2 sitters that game. Otherwise, they could have potentially won that final. He won Brazil their first ever Olympic gold medal. He won them the Confederations Cup, slapping the best national team we've ever seen of all time in Spain. Slapping them 3-0 where he destroyed them all game. What are you on about? He's Brazil's all-time top scorer and all-time top assist provider. This is ridiculous. Outside the fact that he's much better than them in goals and assists than both De Bruyne and Salah. What a stupid argument. He's also one of the best dribblers to ever play the game. Oh my God. And he finished third in the Ballon d'Or twice behind Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. That's basically like having a Ballon d'Or 30 years ago or 20 years ago. That's stupid. Stupid. Oh my God. Did you watch Neymar get dumped out by a City side twice? Lost to Bayern in the final, injury prone. First of all, your KDB itself is injury prone, so I don't know why you brought up that name. That's so stupid. Your KDB got hooked up twice in the final, in the Champions League final, one of which you bottled against Chelsea. So it should be shit on KDB now. You see why your argument is stupid. Get dumped out by City twice. I saw what. I also watched them destroy City with Barcelona when they slapped up City and knocked them out of the Champions League. Why didn't you mention that? In the 2014-2015 season, who dunked your ass out of the Champions League? In fact, didn't they also play you in 2015-2016 and knock you out as well? With Neymar. And I think he scored, in my opinion, if I'm not wrong. What are you on about? So he's already knocked you guys a couple of times. It's mad. Neymar is clear of every footballer in the last 20, 30 years, except Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, you're not clear of all of them, but he's clear of every Premier League player, that's for sure. Outside Henry, there's not a single Premier League player that can chat to Neymar. Zero, not a single one that can chat to Neymar. And even between Henry and Neymar, I think Neymar probably slightly edges it in terms of ability and actually what he's done. The only thing is that obviously Henry won a World Cup and stuff. By the way, let me shut the hell up. Shut up. Stop and get educated. Henry won a World Cup, but he wasn't even the best player in France. It was Zidane. He scored 3 goals, but I don't think he didn't score in the finals. I don't think he scored in the semi-finals. No, and I love Henry. Henry is the Premier League GOAT without any question. That's absolutely crazy. And then he says, Neymar, if he stayed in Barcelona, he would have had a different perspective. Bro, please, enough with this lazy analysis. Neymar averages more than a goal contribution per game at PSG. That's better than Barcelona and better than Santos, by the way. That's the best he's ever done. That's absolute garbage. Neymar's peak was actually at PSG. It wasn't at Barcelona. With PSG, he destroyed many Champions League teams. Many Champions League teams. He destroyed them. With PSG. What are you on about? That's outside finishing in the top 10 in the Ballon d'Or with Santos when he was 19, 20 years old. Outside winning the Copa Libertadores with Santos. I'm not even going to bother explaining to people what that is. If you don't know what it is, then you clearly don't know football. Where he scored in the final as well. It's mad, bro. It's mad. Yeah, I never said Neymar was the best at Barca, T. Obviously, Messi's the best wherever he is. But they don't win that treble without Neymar. 1,000,000% they don't win that treble without Neymar. Neymar at PSG is not better than Salah or KDB. Oh, stop that garbage. Stop that garbage. Neymar at PSG averages more than a goal contribution per game in his entire PSG career. KDB or Salah would not take Liverpool by themselves to a Champions League final the way he did. Oh my God. It's ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. Don't ever come at me, bro. I'm telling you, if you don't have... This is why I referenced the English stuff earlier. Because a lot of the English... I'm not saying I don't know if you're even English, FC Pape, and even if you are, this is not at you. But any fan that doesn't watch these players week in, week out, just shut up and don't talk about them. If you don't watch them week in, week out in their league, do not talk about them. If you only watch them 4 or 5 times a season, don't give an opinion on them. Say, hey, I don't know. I don't watch them enough. It's mental. Thank you, Jackson. 100%. Mbappe misses 2 chances in the final. If he scores 1 of them, they probably win that final. And then everyone remembers Neymar as one of the greatest players to ever play. It's mad, bro. Against Croatia in the World Cup 2022, by the way, Brazil were one of the favorites. Why did Brazil get knocked out? Was it because of Neymar? Neymar scored an individual goal against Croatia, went past 2 or 3 players, played the 1-2, all that stuff, scored a beautiful goal in extra time, and then his stupid-ass bum team decided to go all-out attack, ultra attack in the last 2-3 minutes, and conceded an equalizer. I don't care. I'm in the flow. I'm gonna educate anyways, and then I'll come to that comment. Neymar scored an individual brilliant goal against Croatia in the World Cup quarterfinals to help take his country to the semifinals. But then that bum Brazil team went attacked like crazy and conceded a late equalizer, and then it went to penalties where they got knocked out. If they made it to the semifinals, they might have even knocked out Argentina. You never know. It's so stupid, bro. People need to stop blaming Neymar for that kind of crap.
That goal against Croatia.
And now I'll acknowledge your comment.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
That goal.
Which goal?
I remember where we were in that Croatia in that game against Croatia. Yeah. We were at work during a stock take where they made us stay in behind, yeah, and we were waiting for other people to go, and then we were watching that we were watching the penalty shootout, bro, and I fell to my knees, bro, when Brazil went out, bro. I fell to my knees, bro.
Bro, it's mad, man. Honestly,
Yeah,
genuinely.
I know
Listen,
it. I know
imagine.
it. Wallahi. This is exactly what happened, bro.
I feel
Hey.
like he might have been trolling, but I don't know. If he says he's trolling, I believe him. But anyways, genuinely,
this is where T just comes out with the full troll.
yeah. I'm not even, bro. I'm not gonna put someone in a bracket with Neymar that Sad can beat in a foot race. It's pointless. The guy is slower than Sad, and you want me to compare? Like, I'm not even gonna try. But it's so sad that he was let down by his teammates for Brazil. Honestly, bro, the fact that Ronaldinho got to play with Rivaldo and R9 and Carlos and Cafu and Denilson and Gilberto Silva and Lucio and Rocky Jr. and all these guys. And this guy had to play with Oscar and Fred and Joe and Bernard. For those who don't know Bernard, by the way, some disgusting bum ass winger. And
God.
and Luis Fabian. No, Luis Fabiano was before him. Sorry. And all these random bumps and Maicon and all these disgusting players. And Dante, by the way, the fact that Neymar had to play with these
Luis
absolute bumps
Gustavo?
and Renato Augusto and Paulino. Oh my God, the poor
Do you remember
Neymar.
Luis Gustavo?
Poor Neymar has been, and Luis Gustavo, to be honest, was a bit
Luis
decent, but then
Gustavo was alright,
he,
bro.
he died off.
Yeah.
He was okay, yeah.
He
He
was
won the
alright,
treble
bro.
with Bayern.
Come on,
He won
man.
the treble with Bayern.
Let's allow Luis Gustavo. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like some players were
Bruh.
carrying their own, bro, but there was not enough people carrying their own, man.
Unbelievable, bro. The
It was all
guy,
put on
he had to play
Neymar's
with
shoulders.
absolute bumps, man. So sad. So sad. So
And
sad.
then now, because guys, it's international break now, so we're gonna be having a lot of these conversations.
Yeah. We will. We'll be having brackets between players and educating the masses on which players actually deserve praise and which players actually have been hypocrites and have been getting highlights that they don't deserve to be getting highlights, right? And we'll be destroying some myths, by the way.
And then
David
now,
Luiz, I just polemicist. I remembered he had David Luiz, the centre back. Wallahi, miskeen Neymar. David Luiz, a centre back, bro. David Luiz. By the way, guys, I have to leave, so you can bring him up, but I'm not gonna stay here for I'm literally leaving in 2-3 minutes.
Yallah.
In fact, let me run to the washroom. If you want to bring him up and let him rant for a bit, you can bring him up. But I just need to run to the washroom.
Yallah, so you just turn up out of nowhere after an hour and a half. Now, where's this, bro?
I turn up, because I can't stand to listen to what Ashraf's talking about when it comes to Neymar. I can't do it. He's given a good perspective in terms of Premier League players, and I get it. And I actually agree that Neymar is better, but he's overrating Neymar's career a lot, man. I feel like Neymar was very good, but I feel like he could have achieved the UCL at PSG, and he also could have, won the World Cup for Brazil as well. But I do think he's better than Rooney, and I feel like the argument is silly to compare him to Rooney. To be honest, I feel like he is better than Rooney, and I feel like it's disrespectful to compare him to Rooney. But I just think it's not as simple as that, if you know what I mean. There's obviously Henry is definitely in the conversation as one of the greatest Premier League players of all time, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I just wanted to give I just wanted to kind of join listening.
Yeah, shut up, man. No one cares, man. Anyway, you absolute pussy. What now? Say something. That's what I thought, man. Anyway, let's wait, because you can't just come in here and say I actually wanted to about Neymar. You have to wait for Ash now to come back, because we're not just gonna sit here and say this stuff.
No, but I agree with Ash. So there's nothing for him to repeat.
So what did you disagree with him for?
Only that I know. I didn't disagree with the point that he made. I just think my opinion is Neymar could have achieved the UCL in a World Cup. That's it.
Anyway, do you want to say anything about Arsenal before you go on to end the show? Yallah. All right, guys. Well, this has been an amazing
Yo,
this has been an amazing stream. Yeah, I don't know. He was gonna say something about Neymar and how he hasn't won the Premier League and the Champions League and the World Cup. I think
that's
it's the
not
same
his fault.
argument.
He has won a Champions League. If you're referring to Champions League with PSG,
I said World Cup and UCL for PSG.
yeah. So he did
It's the
take them
same
to the
argument
first
he
ever
done.
final.
It's the
Yeah,
same
he did take them
argument
to
he
their
done
first ever
last
final.
time, bro.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault that they didn't win it. Mbappe missed 2 sitters in that game, and the World Cup he tried, but unfortunately his team was always limiting. 2014, he was their best player, and then he gets injured in the quarterfinal when Zuniga almost paralyzed him, and he missed the semifinals. 2018, he played well. Unfortunately, they just weren't good enough, and he had Renato Augusto playing with him, and some other bums. And then 2022, he literally scored an individual brilliant goal to almost knock out Croatia. And then his bomb team went and conceded a goal when they played counter ultra attack. And it's nothing to do with him. He tried. You swap Neymar and Ronaldinho. Neymar has probably 2 World Cups, maybe not even 1, because Ronaldinho was horrendous in the 2006 World Cup. By the way, Brazil's worst player probably by far in that 2006 World Cup. So, anyways, cool.
Bro,
Yeah, guys, I guess we'll see you in the next one since we have this.
listen,
international break, man.
Listen, you absolute pussios. You man are my youngers. Anyway, big up to Nick, by the way. You know what, yeah? Nick's streams are too funny, yeah. And Nick's videos on the drama thing is too funny, bro. Me and my sister sit there and watch Nick's content constantly. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Nick, go and watch Nick's videos, man. Wallahi, it's funny. Wallahi, it's funny. Big up to Nick, man. Carry on doing what you're doing, my broski. You're fighting the good battle. Anyway, big up to everybody. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man. We are out of here, people. We're gonna be back live on Friday. I don't know what kind of streams we're gonna be doing. To be honest, I need to see if I'm even gonna be available. It might just be the lads that join for the Friday stream. It might just be the like Ash and Souls and T and Sami, yeah. And then obviously we'll have a discussion just because I'm gonna be moving. I'm gonna be in the process of moving. I don't know what that was, but I'm gonna be in process of moving. So he's just on banter. Right? He's just on banter. So
Yeah,
I've never seen someone that's apparently praying and then putting themselves in a chat and unmuting it.
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose, bro.
And just the math. Anyway, yeah, listen, we're probably gonna do something.
Guys, make sure you tune in this Friday. We'll do something nice.
Yeah, but I'm letting you guys know now. I'm not gonna be available. The only reason why is because I'm moving. Moving up.
Okay, then guys, don't join this Friday. We probably will not do anything.
No, but you are gonna do something. But anyway, listen, big up, people. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Peace out. Love for the love. Peace.